our past president, Arlene. Just like her presidency the last 2 difficult years, it took us a while to get to this point, right? Because we were scheduled for January, and then of course we had to move, and then we moved here. But I did want to thank Arlene for the last 2 years. She did an amazing job. You know, she was the captain of our ship that was going through the fog, and then sometimes the fog would lift, and then it would come back down, and we'd have to change course. And of course, she sailed us all home to be here tonight. And this is really our first time that we've had such a big crowd together to celebrate. Right? So we're here to celebrate. And of course, Arlene led us with kindness and grace, and she also kept us really focused on our Jewish values and why we're all here together tonight. You know, through the countless hand-holding, meetings and discussions and all the things that happen, and I don't know how many discussions and meetings you know that it takes to be president, but I'm sure that's why many of you don't volunteer to be president. You already know how much it takes. But I did want to thank Arlene. I know that now being immediate past president, she's invaluable to the board and to help us guide us into our next chapter. And I, for one, am very thankful to have her by my side to lead us into the next chapter for CBH. So thanks again for everyone to come. I'm going to turn it over to the rabbi.
So I'm impressed that Peggy just did that whole speech like no notes. I, of course, have notes. Arlene, could you come up a little closer? Could you come closer?
Oh, okay. Sit right here.
Okay.
Wait. That's too close. Man, I can't see.
My speech is to you, Arlene. So, okay, I fear this speech is not in, like, jokey atmosphere of this party, but I have to say a few words to you. So, I have a vivid memory of the day that we met to discuss the possibility of your becoming president of CBH. So, for those of you who weren't there, it was just me and her. It was Sukkot. I think it was a beautiful day. We were sitting outside in the sukkah. I think we had lunch.
We did.
And since it was the beginning of a new year in Jewish time, CBH had a new yearly unifying message, otherwise known as the Yom. And the message that we had chosen that year was Hineni, which means here I am. That's the literal meaning, but in the Torah, Hineni appears at significant moments. Often as a response to a call from God. And the word conveys much more than physical presence. There was a sense of, I'm listening, I'm ready, what do you need from me? And sitting in the sukkah that day, you told me that you thought you wanted to respond with Hineni to the request to become president. I don't actually remember anything else about our conversation. I mean, obviously I was happy to hear that, but more than that, I was very moved by your experience of that request as a Hineni moment. And because it is not a small thing that you are being asked to do. Maybe not quite as big as God asking Moses to go lead the Israelites out of slavery in Egypt, but still, being the president of a synagogue is a demanding and often thankless job. But you were also agreeing to become president in the midst of a global pandemic, when we had shut down our building, and the future was, let us say, uncertain. So Arlene, I really can't imagine a better person to guide our community through those turbulent years. You are thoughtful, intelligent, well-organized, strong but flexible, calm and reasonable even when the people all around you are losing their minds. So Peggy said you were the captain of our ship. My metaphor is you were the glue that held us together when it was very possible that we could have fallen apart. I imagine that there were probably times when you, and probably Dennis also, wondered why on earth you agreed to do this. But on the outside, you remained positive and hopeful, no matter how many times new variants or spikes set us back. And your PowerPoint presentations and congregational meetings always left me feeling pleased and proud of all that we had accomplished, despite difficult circumstances. And I know that everyone was there. We all needed those reminders. Okay, the rain is trying to draw me in. In the last few months of your term as president, we embraced a new yawn, which is Greek kihila, which means covenant of community. And you understood the importance of our commitment to each other and to our congregation. You demonstrated how much you valued each person's contributions when you assembled an extensive list of people to honor at the Volunteer Appreciation Shabbat. And obviously you inspired others to follow your lead by joining the board and carrying on the work that you began of strengthening and reviving our community. You embody the idea of covenant that Rabbi Jonathan Sachs describes as two or more individuals who come together in a bond of love and trust to do together what none of us can achieve alone. Arlene, I admire and respect you, and I am very, very grateful to have had you as my partner in the community. Through the wilderness of the pandemic, mixing my metaphors, and as you said at the end of your term, we were a good team. I'm so glad we are finally able to celebrate you, and thank you for all the hard work on behalf of our congregation. Standing ovation. And I also want to wish for you many years of good health, relaxation, time to enjoy your family, and time to enjoy being at CBH without the responsibility of being president. So I want to give you a little blessing. Yishaberach Avotenu, Abraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov, Imotenu, Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, Leah, Hu Yivarech, et ha'isha ha'mufla'ah hazot. May the one who blessed our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah, bless this wondrous work. May you feel deep satisfaction in the work that you have done for our community. And may you know how much you are valued and how grateful we are for your leadership. And now, I have a little gift for you. So, this gift is to help you remember the time that we spent together, and just in case there's another pandemic. So let's see what we got. Okay, come on over. Supplies
For those of you who don't know, when I plan an event, it rains. I'm telling you, you people don't believe me, but this is true. It's true.
Thank God for inside. Cooling it down.
It is with great honor and gratitude that we gather here tonight to celebrate you, our outgoing synagogue president. 9 months after COVID hit, Arlene stepped up to be president of CBH. And step up she did. She's a little short, so she did have to step up. She guided us with a steady hand through those extraordinarily challenging times. She tirelessly worked to ensure that our community was safe, informed, and supported. She made it a priority to keep us connected and engaged, despite the physical distance that continued to separate us. She brought a sense of calm and control amidst the chaos of the pandemic, ensuring that our synagogue remained a beacon of hope and comfort. Arlene led with empathy and compassion. I suppose it was her social work background that she really honed those traits. But make no mistake, those are qualities that cannot be learned. They are within you when you are born. It does seem obvious that she was called to social work, where she could help those in need. For CBH, Arlene went above and beyond to ensure that our synagogue was a stable home amidst the uncertainty. Her leadership was instrumental in keeping us united, and she never wavered in her commitment. Her dedication to staying on top of that particular day's COVID stats, when who knew what the next day would bring, were admirable. Arlene might be the most unflappable person I know. Today, as we gather here to honor Arlene, we are filled with gratitude for the 2 years that she gave to CBH. Each CBH president is remembered for some particular traits. I think that Arlene's legacy would be kindness, cool under pressure, and tenacity to figure it out on the COVID roller coaster. She continues to inspire me, and I hope that the impact she has had on our community will live on as we treat each other with respect, care, and kindness. On behalf of the congregation, I want to express our deepest gratitude to Arlene for her leadership these past 2 years. And to thank her, we have a few small gifts.
What I did? Oh, no. But I have enough Lysol.
We're going a different direction here. First, because you are so sweet, we have this pretty apples and honey cutting board. Next, as this is the matzo ball, we have this official matzo ball maker apron.
It's bigger than I am.
I accidentally put in my size instead of yours. What some people don't know about being president is that your spouse is the unofficial vice president. They listen to you complain about things and are there also to celebrate your triumphs. So for Dennis, we have the official matzo ball taster t-shirt. And now, what would it be at CBH if I didn't tell a story? So here's my story. Like all other towns and cities, the town of Lubavitch was blessed with the presence of a mashugana. He was well loved by the townspeople, who appreciated the fine qualities of the village fool. But he was just one mashugana in a small town, and he sometimes felt lonely. One day, he was invited to move to the larger city of Witzbeck, where there could be more mashugana for him to hang out with. On one hand, he was tempted by the offer, On the other hand, how could he leave his shtetl with no resident Meshuggah? Like all denizens of Lubavitch, the Meshuggah knew that the big questions of life must be discussed with the Rebbe, Rabbi Shmuel of Lubavitch. But the Rebbe's secretary refused to give him an appointment. After all, he was a bona fide Meshuggah. Undeterred, the wily Meshuggah waited until the Rebbe was going out of town, as he often did. As the Rebbe's wagon passed by, the Meshuggah leapt aboard and laid out his dilemma for the rabbi. The Rebbe advised him to remain in Lubavitch, since the town needed him to be their Meshuggah. And in Witzbeck, he would be one of many. After he jumped off the wagon with a satisfied grin, the Meshuggah was almost immediately surrounded by townspeople who wanted to know what he had discussed with the Rebbe. He gladly shared with them his dilemma and the Rebbe's advice. "But you are a Meshuggah," marveled one of the townspeople. "How do you know to ask and follow the Rebbe's advice?" "Meshuggah, Meshuggah," he replied sagely, "but common sense you must have." Let me be clear. While perhaps you do have to be a little crazy to be a synagogue president, you need these things more. Kindness, patience, a calm demeanor, and of course, common sense. But since it would be boring to have a t-shirt proclaiming common sense, we give you the opposite, a Meshuggah t-shirt. And lastly, we are going to be making a tribute book for you. Thank you to everyone who already has taken out a tribute ad. This is just a mock-up. So if you haven't taken out a tribute ad and you still would like to, that will be up on the website through Wednesday, and then we will present you with this tribute book in honor of all that you've done for CBH.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Your turn, let's hear it. I have to lower this. All right, is this working?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I was going to say that I'm at a loss for words, but we all know that's not true. I am really amazed and honored by this party. But I can't cry because I'm wearing mascara. There's so many people to thank, and I'm going to leave out lots of people. So I'll just thank just a few people. The board that served with me, your commitments and support, so that we all had to go through the challenges of COVID. Thank you to my husband Dennis for his love and support. I know my husband is wondering who this calm and cool person is. He has never met her. Thank you, past presidents Cindy Wetter and Katya Severcombe, for always saying yes and for your kindness and caring. Thank you to current President Peggy Dugan for carrying the torch forward on behalf of all of us who have served. And Peggy does this with grace and commitment. And thank you, Margie Tickner, my immediate past president. Margie is a caring, committed, warm person, and she's also a grant writer, a program planner, an early education teacher, an expert researcher, a resource for tenants, a contract negotiator, and fundraiser extraordinaire. And thank you, Rabbi Orden, my teacher and my partner. 2 years in supporting and getting through CBH, getting CBH through COVID, and creating community. In my work with Hannah, I found someone who is spiritual, learned, collaborative, creative, problem-solving, and loves to have fun. And I am looking forward to us finally going to lunch and relaxing. Well, I wrote a poem especially for this occasion. It's an autobiographical poem. It's called Hineni. I was a skinny little girl. My mother's name was Pearl. She wanted me to be a star. She said, Arlene, you'll go far. But Mom, I said, I can't even sing or dance. And in school I get B's and sometimes C's. But okay, Mom, I'll try. Some years went by. In high school, I was a cheerleader, but I still got B's and sometimes C's. In college, I gave a speech, but I still got B's and sometimes D's. I got a little older and I got a little bolder. I made a loving, caring family, and back to school I went. And after 2 more degrees, I felt much more at ease. I made a career of value. I helped people find their path in life. I helped people deal with strife. But when I was 54, I felt I needed more. So I knocked on Beth Hatikva's door. And there I found lots and lots of Jewish learning. And oh, that really quenched my yearning. I found Brit Kehillah and peoplehood, an imageless God, and Yiddishkeit. And soon I took a dip in a mikvah, and I had my adult bat mitzvah. CBH became my home, and never, never did I roam. One day, they said to me, will you be our president? And I said, who, me? And then I said, Hineni. And now 2 years have passed, and my term is at an end. And to this synagogue, I really tried to tend. Last month, a birthday came for me, and now I'm 83. Oh yes, I really am getting older, and I know I'm getting bolder because I wrote this poem, you see. So I could say thank you. Thank you for your trust in me. Thank you for the honor. Thank you for the gift you gave to me, the opportunity to do the work of our sacred community. Thank you.
And the grand finale of the presentations before we start dancing and karaoke is that Steve Kaflowitz, the infamous Steve Kaflowitz, unfortunately not with us here this evening, has, of course, penned a song in honor of Arlene. So while the singers are getting ready, everyone has a copy of the revised lyrics, originally courtesy of Dolly Parton, now courtesy of Steve Kaflowitz, and so we invite everyone to sing along.
I'll send you. That girl, I'll send you. Oh.
Tom he didn't get the memo.
Okay, everybody,
Do whatever you want. 1, 2, 3, 4.
We're going to get some music going. Please dance. And if anyone has drunk